Hi, I'm Andrea. Welcome to my channel, I Need More Lives. Hi guys, I filmed this several months ago while I was doing a juice fast, and now I'm doing the low carb diet. This is just my advice to people who have binge eating disorder, who are obese, who have been obese for several years, who are struggling with food addiction, food cravings. I am really not trying to preach in this video. I don't want to come off like I know better than you or that I'm doing better than anybody. I just want to give my advice from years of being an obese person and years of seeing what works and what doesn't for my body and for others. I want to lift you up, encourage you, and let you know that there is help out there. There is a solution. You don't have to live this way forever. You just need to get help, and with help, you can overcome it. So, here's the video. Hey guys. Today I want to talk, just about diet and food addiction, and in particular with obese people. Not slightly overweight, not a little overweight, not 30 pounds overweight, not 50 pounds overweight. I'm saying like morbidly obese, super obese people. There's a diet around where you eat mainly fruit and very low fat. Obese people, super obese people do not need to be on this diet. It will cause weight gain, will cause depression, will cause binging. You cannot tolerate having this much sugar. It will not be good for you. A higher fat diet, moderate protein, low carb is a better diet for a super obese person to be on. It's more satisfying. The feeling in your head, the cravings, the emotional thing, all reduced with a lower carb diet, higher fat, moderate protein diet. Ketogenic, Atkins, low carb, any of these diets, but you must follow them. You can't be on an Atkins diet and eat potatoes once in a while. If you're on Atkins, you need to follow the plan exactly the way it is. If you're on a ketogenic diet, you can't even have just a little bit of sugar. You need to replace all that stuff with like stevia or something like that. Not artificial sugar like aspartame, because that is a chemical and it does wreak havoc on your body and on your brain. It also does not aid in weight loss. It actually keeps you big. So to stay away from all processed foods, to eat a diet that, I don't want to label this diet, but basically it's a paleo diet. You have meats, you have vegetables, you have real food. You stay away from grains and you stay away from sugar and processed foods. 3 types of foods: anything with grain, anything with sugar, and anything processed, are foods you need to stay away from for the rest of your life if you have been obese, super obese, morbidly obese. This is not for, I'm not speaking to you if you are just a little overweight. I'm speaking to you if you are, like me, have been obese or super obese. Okay, morbidly obese. I have weighed, my highest weight is 333. My lowest adult weight is 229. I have been morbidly and superly morbidly obese for a very long time, 15 years. Foods that I will need to stay away from in my regular diet for the rest of my life include sugar and grains and processed foods, which I have eliminated already. I do not eat processed foods. When I cook something, I don't get a can of 30 ingredients and mix it in with 1 ingredient. I take, say, like 5 ingredients of whole foods, vegetables, meats. I put all of these together with spices and, I make my meal. It's such culture shock to me to see it now, to see somebody opening cans and dumping things together and making food. This is not food. Those are chemicals that you're eating. It has become a chemical. It is not a food anymore. Making your own food is taking fresh food or frozen food, meat, vegetables, putting it together with spices, whatever, and doing different things with it. You can have all kinds of foods this way. This is the way you're meant to eat, not out of a can, not out of a box. Yeah, you can buy, I buy rice. Yeah, I can't eat it. My husband can. He's been overweight before, but he's never been obese. He can eat things like this. He's active. He's never had an addiction either to food. When we're addicted to food, we get into the mindset that I'm just going to eat in moderation. And I believe that when people say, well, I'm just going to eat in moderation, that means that they're going to eat cookies, cakes, donuts. If I ate in moderation, it would be 6 donuts instead of 12. You cannot be on a moderation diet when you are super obese or obese. You need to be on a strict diet, and you need help. You need help with it. If I did not have help right now, trust me, I would be gaining instead of losing. Trust me, because even now, I have not binged since February, and even now, the cravings for food, the mind cravings for food is so strong right now that I could go out and lose control at any minute if I had food, if I had money on me to buy food. Or if I had the telephone number to the pizza place, and if I had a credit card with me, I would be ordering that every single day and eating at least 1 pizza a day, probably 3. I have a very severe binge eating disorder, very severe. I will tell you a little bit about it. When I lived in the States, I would go grocery shopping twice a month. On my shopping days, I would get my binge food, and when I come home, I would eat all of it, all of that binge food, and then I would have my regular food that I cooked for the rest of the entire week. I would like binge here and there, but not as much as that binge day when I went to the grocery store. I would get that binge food. I would get, let's just say, for example, ice cream, donuts, potato chips, and stuff to make sandwiches with really good bread and, really expensive deli meats and things, and cheese. And I binged on all of it until it was gone. I would hurt. I would say, okay, I'm full, I'm hurting, watch a TV show. After that TV show's over, I didn't hurt anymore. I'd go back and I'd stuff myself again. I would do this all night long until all of that food was gone, all of it. Okay, that was probably like 10,000 calories, 15,000 calories. It was probably a lot. The single pizzas, they reduced the size of the single pizza, so you had to eat 2. Me, because I'm a binge eater. That's completely out of the way that I live now. It's completely different. I am pretty much, my husband is my babysitter pretty much. He has my money, he has my credit cards. I can't go binge. I can't call somebody to bring me food. I don't have any money. There's no money in the house. I can't go out and get anything. I can't even go to the grocery or to the little store down the road, the 24-hour candy store that we have. I have no money. I can't buy anything. Not one thing. And in my house, even today, my husband left to go to work, and I'm doing a juice fast right now, and he had bought this weekend some cottage cheese, which is on my Atkins diet, but it is not on my juice diet. I told him, please take the cottage cheese. I can't be alone with it in the house. I'll eat it. Before February, after we had the baby, my husband, for the guests, for coffee, bought these sticks, that have the hazelnut and chocolate sticks that go with your coffee. He bought 2 packages of those, and he told me, don't eat these are for guests. And I said, I'm not going to eat those. I'm not going to eat those until you leave. He left, and I ate them all. I ate every single one of them, and he didn't find out for a good month until somebody come over, and he didn't have any for coffee, and he was like, I cannot believe that you ate all that. And I said, I cannot believe that you left that in the house with a food addict. Cannot believe you did that. Don't trust me. I am a liar. Don't trust me with food. If you leave a cake over here, I'm going to eat it. If you leave food over here, I'm going to eat it. I cannot be trusted. I cannot trust myself. I told my husband this. I told him 3 times, when I'm having trouble with food. Sometimes I can be good for a year. Sometimes I have trouble. Sometimes I don't even know when I'm going to lose control. I cannot have this around me. It would be like a drug addict going to a crack house and saying, yeah, I'm good. Of course they're good before they get there, but then they have all that temptation, and then they just give in, and then that's it. Then they're hooked on the drug for another year or so. And I had binged. I was good for like 2 years on Atkins. I ate a Subway sandwich one day, and I was like, I don't need that. And then I ate another Subway sandwich, and then another one, and then I was done. I was eating donuts. I was eating all kinds of foods. If I had stayed away from that, if I had people in my life that had kept me away from that and realized I had a real mental problem, a mental disorder, a binge eating disorder, then I would have been fine, because I was fine on Atkins. I felt really good. My brain was so calm. I was so happy. It was not depressed. It did not have any suicidal feelings. Did not ever feel like, oh, my life sucks. I never felt that way. Recently, when I was on Atkins, never felt that way. Just felt good. Got on raw foods, binged here and there on just everything that I could get my hands on. My husband worked all week, and then he would come home on Thursday. He was home Thursday and Friday. I binged the entire week that he was gone, from Sunday morning to Thursday night. I binged that entire week. He didn't know about it. Eventually, I asked him for help, and he helped me, and this is the way we figured it out. I cannot be trusted. I can say, yeah, I'm good. I'm not going to cheat. I even, when my son was little, my other son, my first one, I would buy him like the breakfast cereal bars for his breakfast so he could take to the school bus with him, and eat that. And I was good with that. I didn't have to eat that. I would make him pizza. I didn't have to eat that. I can be so good on a diet, but I never know that one time where I'm going to lose control. But the thing is, not to eat in moderation. Because if you have a binge eating disorder, if you are severely overweight, if you are morbidly obese, super obese, you cannot eat in moderation. You cannot even attempt to eat in moderation. Congratulations if you have done it thus far and you have lost weight. But you are a food addict, and addicts cannot be trusted. I'm sorry, that's just the cold hard facts. If you have a food addiction, you need to get real. And you need to get help. I found my help, and I am on a forced diet, a babysat diet, and that is how I control my binge eating. Now, I have went off on binges while I've been on this diet. I have cooked up like 3 or 4 onions and fried them. I had onions in my house, so I binged on onions. Still did not, gain weight from that. It was still a binge. It's still a bad thing. But unsupervised, I can go crazy. I just need to have it out of my house. There's no way that I could have candy, cake, cookies, donuts, pizza. There's no way that could be in my house. It would be gone in one day. If my husband bought things like this and was like, here, just eat only one. No, it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. And that's actually happened, where I just ate everything and he didn't have anything to eat when he came home, because I ate it all. Because we didn't have meats and vegetables in the house. We didn't have fresh food that I had to actually cook myself and prepare myself to make dinner out of. We had, the already prepared food that you heat and eat. You can't have things like this. You need to make your own food. I'm saying this as an absolute. You cannot have things like this. If you have lost weight, to maintain your weight, you're going to have to cook for yourself. Have your meals prepared for you already in the fridge and in the freezer. Don't give in to the, well, I'm hungry, the kids are hungry, I need to go out and get something to eat. That becomes a habit, that becomes a bad habit. You could stay on that for a year, and not catch it. Because sometimes we just don't care. Sometimes we give up. And giving up to me means gaining 50 pounds pretty rapidly. I have gained 50 pounds in a month and a half before. If you can imagine 3,500 calories in 1 pound, so times that by 50, I was eating a lot of food. That was a lot of money too. So just want to encourage you to, 1, get help. If you're a food addict, you have a binge eating disorder, and you're super obese. 2, don't have the food in your house. And if at all costs, you can have somebody get your food for you, buy your groceries for you, and monitor what's on your list to keep off grains and sugars and processed foods. If you could do that, that is going to be so much help for you. Honestly, it's been so much help for me to have somebody in my life do that for me. Another thing, if you can just make your own foods out of whole foods, 1 ingredient foods, and put them together to create something, that you don't know how much that is going to help you, your health, your thoughts, your behaviors, your actions, your outlook on life. It's going to help in so many areas of your life. The food that we put in our bodies, people don't realize this. It's so sad, but people don't realize that the food that we put in our bodies affects every part of our body. How we feel, how we treat others, how we think about others, what we think in our lives, how we eat, what we do. There is a saying that I actually made a little picture out of and put in my kitchen. It is called "Let food be thy medicine." And I really do believe that you can either live by the fork or die by the fork. And you can dig your own grave with a fork. So I just want to encourage you to make your own foods, eat better, live better, feel better. It will make you feel better, I promise, if you make your own foods out of whole foods. Just because a person is thin doesn't mean that they're healthy. They can eat all kinds of unprocessed foods and not gain weight, but that doesn't mean that the insides of the body are healthy. So even a thin person can benefit from cooking their own food and making food from scratch. 1 ingredient, put together a bunch of 1 ingredients to make your own creation of food. So thanks for watching. Bye. Hi guys, thanks for watching. If you'd like to see last week's food vlog, click the box to the left. If you'd like to watch our everyday life here in Israel, click the video on the right to be taken to FoolyLiving. Subscribe to both channels for updates. Have a great day. Take care.